All right. Hi. Welcome to episode 1 of the Bros Podcast, where we talk about things that everyone else talks about, but we kind of claim it as our own.
Pretty
And
much.
in this episode, we're going to talk about many things, as one is as many things as uh, Buddy here, or Skitchstream, is absolutely delirious and out of his mind to think that a 24th rank overall Saints fucking team with 10,000 odds is going to make the Super Bowl and win this thing, and
I
has it
didn't say they
won?
were
And
winning the Super
has
Bowl.
it won the Super Bowl, or even like I don't even felt as gotten close since Hurricane Katrina.
Didn't say they were going to win the Super Bowl. I'm not dying on any hill with the Saints. All I said was just watch out for the Saints this year. They did tie the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the division.
Okay.
Tiebreaker went to the Bucks. Uh,
Okay.
I mean, I really, if you look at their schedule, I could see them starting off maybe the first 10 games. I could see them starting off in like 6-3, 7-2. I mean, really,
Six
they
and
could start off
three,
strong.
7-2. Okay, so let's just be clear here. I don't think that's ever gonna. I no. All right, I'm gonna disagree with you. Okay, how about before Dennis Allen head coach, Sean Payton reign? Okay. Look, 161 wins, 97 losses. All right, that's his whole reign from '06 to I don't even remember what the last year was. Fucking, he is the winningest coach in franchise history, apparently, from what I just read. 9 playoffs, 7 NFC South titles, and a Super Bowl. Now, Dennis Allen was part of the Super Bowl and all those other things, but when you look at the switchover, he's coach. He's coach now in the 2 seasons. He went 16 and 18. Now, you could give him the benefit of the doubt. Oh, it's only been 2 seasons as him as head coach, and it took Sean Payton 3 years to make the Super Bowl. Okay, well, if you think that you think you're gonna win a playoff game. So what do you say
I
the
think they
Saints
can
are
make
gonna
it to the
do?
playoffs. I think they're going to be able to win a division.
Because that division, I could give you, I could lean into that and say, okay, well, who was in the
If
division?
you look at their whole schedule last year,
Yeah.
every single game was 1 point, was a one score difference. They would have like every single game last year was a one score difference, and their defense kind of failed them in the end of the year. The only game that they lost more than 2 scores was against the Buccaneers, which was in the division. And so, other than that, it was all one score games. Uh, I mean, Carr, I think they're ninth in point per game in the league.
Yeah.
Uh,
But still, I mean, like if it's a 1 point difference and they're losing most of those games,
yeah.
that's also an issue. Like if they're
They're
gonna
not
go
being blown
deep,
out here. I think that Carr is not turning over the ball. I think with Clint Kubiak as our offensive coordinator over here, he's had really good running backs, and he's coached with LaDainian Tomlinson. He's been on the same team as Adrian Peterson. I really think the running back Alvin Kamara could have a revitalization. Alvin Kamara was down last year on rushing, but he still had like 75 receptions or something like that. So like Derek Carr knows how to use him. Clint Kubiak, he's going to be able to have him different roles. The only question that I have for the Saints really is their defense. They're bringing
what's
back
their O line look like?
O
they,
line's
they
young,
yeah, they did the first round pick this
25,
year.
26, and
They picked
27.
up offensive lineman with the first round pick this year. So they did get, that was a concern of them. They picked another offensive tackle or defensive tackle. They work on both sides of the ball. So they did offensive line in the beginning of the year. I just think that there's a pretty easy schedule. I think if they could start off 7-2, 6-3, and could very well finish the last 8 games 5-3. I mean, you'd be looking at the 12-5 or 11-6 Saints to win a division this year. I really do think that.
All right. Well, I
Look,
got their schedule up here. Do you want to go over
yeah,
every game
let's
and win
let's go
loss
over
everything?
everybody.
They
Let's
got a
go through it.
pretty easy schedule.
Let's go through
Let's
it.
do
Let's
it.
see.
All
I'm
right. Week 1, let's see. They got the Panthers,
at
and
home.
it's got
That
at
could go
home.
anyway. That could go either way. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say that's the Saints because it's the Panthers
I would
at
say
home.
Saints. I'll agree with you there. But here's one more thing before you go into the schedule. Okay, one thing you have to understand here. All right, we got some old people on this team. All right, we got Tyrann Matthews, 32. He could get hurt. He's 32. He's getting old. You got Cam Jordan, 35. I mean, he seems to be just doing his thing.
they're hungry. They came back with another. They could have
True.
retired. They already had their career.
That's
They came
true.
back and they're
He's
hungry.
still rolling, so he
They,
still has a belief. But
if
here's
they,
the thing:
that's a plus for the Saints because those two guys coming back at the other. I don't know if they were under recontract or re-signed 1 year. We have to look that up. But them sticking with it, they see some potential with Dennis Allen in
you
this
got
team.
Lattimore in his prime. You've got barely any wide receiver. I think, in my opinion, yes, you've got named receivers, but
Olave, Chris
guys,
Olave's had 1,000 yards.
Olave is good.
He's had 1,000
Olave,
yards receiving in the past 2 years.
I don't know. I'm indifferent. But either way, I don't know. I don't know any. I don't know any of the tight ends.
Callaway.
The tight ends are big throw to targets. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be the way we want it to be. But go ahead. We'll go through the games. Panthers, I think they could beat them. I think that's fair. That's totally fair.
One win.
The defense.
They're the worst team in the NFL, arguably. The Panthers are. So that's a win. They got the Cowboys week 2 at Dallas.
What do you know? What did CD Lamb over there? What's going on in Jerry World? I mean, you guys don't really know. I mean,
I don't know. I think it's a 4 touchdown game for Dak. I don't know. It just seems like a steamroll.
That seems like a loss.
I think that's a 50-50 game for me as well. I had them winning that game. I mean, potential to win that game. I had them actually. We'll move on to here. Keep going. I really think that's a 50-50.
Okay.
We give it to the Cowboys at home. That's fine. But
I'm gonna write down everybody's.
Okay. All right. I don't know. The Cowboys are interesting. Also, did you guys know while he's getting ready to write down? Did you know there's a cornerback on their team named Kool-Aid McKinstry?
Kool-Aid McKinstry. Yep.
Yeah.
Kool-Aid.
I've seen him in college. Yeah.
Yep. He was the second round pick this year. He's going to have. Yeah. He's
got a crazy name. I just
needed him out there.
I just question the age on the defensive side and obviously of the quarterback. I just don't know.
The defense is the only worry because Carr was fifth in completion percentage last year. He was 10th in touchdowns, 9th in quarterback rating.
It's
top
just
10
so
quarterback.
I don't know. It's just so tough. You could say
top 10 quarterback this year.
You could say he's top 10, but he ain't winning no playoff games. I mean,
he only threw like five. He had like maybe 6 interceptions last year. He didn't throw many interceptions,
which means he didn't take enough chances. That's my opinion.
Yeah, he was 10th in touchdowns.
I mean, that's fair, but I don't know. I think. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what the schedule says.
Every single game last year was 1-score game.
All right, week 3, we got Eagles at home.
Loss.
I'm also say loss.
Guaranteed.
Another 50-50 game for me. I really do think so. The Eagles, they started off 10-1 last year and they shit the bed the rest of the year. I don't know if they're going to recover. I mean, Eagles, I didn't look at their schedule, or how bad they need this game.
I mean, they got Saquon Barkley. They're not going to lose the game.
I don't think they're going to lose that.
They beat most teams without even trying. It's just if
I think all they lost was Jason Kelce.
I mean, yeah, he was really
good.
But
they got C.J. Gardner-Johnson back.
Sirianni this year probably because there was talks of Sirianni maybe getting fired after the dismal end of last season. You don't know what's going over there in Philadelphia.
True. All right, so what do you think?
There's disarray in Cowboys, disarray in the Eagles. I'm gonna start them off 3-0.
3-0. All right.
I'm saying 1-2, guaranteed.
All right, we got week 4 at Falcons.
I got them losing this game.
I'm gonna say loss. I'm gonna go loss.
I think that's a loss as well.
Kirk Cousins. Is it on Sunday?
It is a Sunday afternoon game.
Kirk Cousins on Sunday primetime.
Cousins is gonna light him up at home during the day.
In the dome.
Nobody's watching.
No one's watching it now.
Red zone.
Yeah.
That's where he throws for like 500 yards and like 4 touchdowns.
No one's watching. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I thought the Falcons were going to be winning this game for sure.
All right, we got week 5 at Chiefs. Definite loss.
Loss. Actually, loss. Well, they got to be losing something. The only team that's going to beat the Chiefs like that is the Broncos, and you know it. That's it.
All right, week 6, Bucks at home. I'm gonna say win.
Say win.
They ain't beating the Bucks.
Not beating the Bucks. They tied in the division last year.
They ain't beating them this year.
I think home field does give them an advantage in this game to win for sure. So Chris has loss.
Loss, definitely. Yeah.
Right. Chris has them so far 1-5 to start out the season.
Down on them. All right. This is where we differ.
All right. Let's see. Des has them at 4-2 right now, and I have them at 2-4. All right, we got week 7,
At home.
Thursday night game, Broncos at home.
That's a
Win.
win. That's a win.
Win. We all
Yeah.
say win.
Yeah, it's a dysfunctional Broncos team.
Thursday night game.
It's a
Broncos got to
fucking-
travel to New Orleans.
They're not even starting Bo Nix. I mean,
They're not?
No,
I thought they were.
Jason Stidham,
Jared?
whatever the
Jaredson?
fuck his name is, Jared Todd. What is it?
Karan Stidham.
Joe Flacco.
All right.
Who's the quarterback over there at the Jets? Or
Jared Stidham. Yeah.
Week
Thanks.
8 is at Chargers. I'm going to say loss on this one.
who do the
It's a
Chargers?
50-50
Who do the
game.
Chargers have for defense?
Joey Bosa.
Joey
Khalil
Bosa,
Mack.
Khalil Mack.
Is Joey Bosa even healthy?
Yeah.
I mean, it's Khalil Mack's
just-
team.
they're just out-
Harbaugh is there too. They're going to
Yeah.
have a grit about them.
They're
I
just
feel
gonna
like.
they
outscore
are.
him. They're
That
just gonna
defense is
outscore
be
him.
Pretty nasty.
They're gonna outscore him. Yeah, the Chargers win that.
I had the Saints maybe winning this game just to throw it in there to add it, just to pad
Don't
the
get me
stats a little
wrong.
bit.
In all these games, there's going to be like they won that game, but I mean it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But right now, from the way I'm looking at it, this is a 2-5 team right now, or whatever.
Well, let's look at it.
All right, so everyone has this as a loss.
We'll go to Stat News right here and see what Stat News has to say. All-time record Saints.
This guy is
Versus-
fucking.
Gotta plug it. Let's see what we get
Chris,
going.
you got Chris loss.
Yes.
Des loss.
Let me see.
Okay.
Saints versus Chargers all time. This is gonna decide it for me here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loss. 7 losses. 6 wins, 7 losses all time against the Chargers. I'm gonna give them another loss. All right.
All right.
Look
Loss.
at the PD game.
All right, and then we got week 9 at Panthers. I'm gonna give them a win on this.
Yeah, it's another win.
Yeah. I don't.
Yeah, it's a win.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
So
Panthers.
they
ain't
blank
figuring-
the Panthers
ain't
2-0.
Yeah, the Panthers ain't beating them ever. They shouldn't.
All right, week 10 Falcons at home Sunday 1:00 game. I'm gonna give them a win on this one
Give them a
because
win
I think
there,
the
yeah.
I will say it's 1-1. Yeah. So
Yeah, they're gonna
4-5.
split the Falcons in same division, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, week 11 we got at home Browns Sunday
They're
1:00
gonna
game again.
get demolished.
I think they're gonna get fucked up too.
Dude, it's the Browns defense. What is that, like third in the league defense, dude? You tell
The
me they're gonna
Browns
even
are
get
insane.
a throw? They're gonna get like 3
Derek
picks.
Carr
that
is
game.
gonna be shitting his pants the entire game.
Miles
This is
Garrett.
around the time of year- This is around the time of year, November, where injuries take place. People start.
What do you think?
you know,
Nick
bye
Chubb's gonna
weeks are
snap his leg in
happening.
half again, dude?
No,
I know we
no,
can't
no.
really guess injuries. Who's gonna get injured though? So.
Yeah.
No, I'm not wishing injuries on anybody. So like,
Like
Now,
Derek
would you
Carr
put
could
that
get
on me,
injured, and
Ricky?
these could all
Yeah.
be losses.
what I'm just saying, like, is we don't know how healthy they're gonna be. They're gonna be banging, like popping pads here. This is gonna be
When a guy's banging you.
They're banging.
I had to. I
Charles
think I had to
Barkley.
think winning here.
No,
Just
this is
because
not
the
a
Saints
are
you're
winning.
You're dysfunctional. You're absolutely dysfunctional if you put
No,
this away.
I think. Do you think you really gonna tell me Deshaun Watson's gonna lead that team? But they're thinking about trading Amari Cooper away. I just don't trust the Browns organization. They've been riding like on the edge too long, and I think they're just fucking implode this year. I don't think the Browns have been too good for too long.
All right.
Who's their backup? I forget. Is it
Let me
who
see.
was starting for them at the end of the year?
Brissett? Without
It might
No.
be. It might be. Huh?
Oh, it was Joe
Jameis
Flacco.
Winston.
What am I thinking? It was
Oh yeah,
Flacco.
with Flacco. Is
We
Flacco
got-
back in here? Flacco's in the
I
same.
don't think he is.
Flacco's not there. He's okay. So it's Deshaun and it's Jameis Winston over there.
Oh, he's a good backup.
He
right
is.
now. That's
He
right.
is good. I like Jameis.
Yeah,
See,
I
the
like James.
Saints should have kept him.
Yeah,
He was better
I
than
agree.
Carr. He knew how to take chances.
Yeah,
I agree.
And I'm just saying this right now. No, we're not on it, but Cowboys need to keep Dak because he's good.
We go one show without Cowboys, even though this is the first show.
Yeah.
All right, keep going.
Week 12 is a bye. Week 13, we got Rams at home, 4:00 game on Fox. I'm gonna give the Rams a win here, so loss for
I
the
had this
Saints.
on a 50 game.
I am gonna go the Saints win this game because I think Stafford's having that neck Peyton Manning issue. So I'm gonna just wave them
I
from
just
that
feel
one.
like this could be a down year for the. I mean, it's in the dome still. I just feel like the Saints could win this one too.
I think Stafford's not healthy. I think he's trying to pretend that he's healthy, but I
No
don't
more
really think
Aaron
he is.
Donald for the Rams. What's the identity?
Oh yeah,
Stafford's
yeah.
going to be taking over. Puka Nacua. Rookie wide receivers that have a year like that usually do good in their second year. I don't feel a really big drop off in Puka Nacua this year. I think they'll have a decent year. I just think this Rams are going to struggle to find her identity, and I think the Saints are going to know who they are by then.
Yeah.
Okay, so like even coming off their playoff run last year, Rams
Yeah.
didn't really have anybody. I mean, McVay really kind of schemed everybody to. I mean,
Yeah.
really, they won a lot of games because of like coaching.
Yeah.
I think
True.
like they're gonna win a lot of
That's
games
why a
because of
lot.
coaching.
That's why if like you've been part of McVay's coaching tree, you're an immediate hire. Any other like you're young, you've been in Sean McVay's coaching tree. Come here, we want to make you a potential head coach. So like he knows how to scheme. I mean, shit, he was about to go into TV this year, and he could have a job anywhere. I think the Rams have a lot going on there. I think they're going to struggle to find who they are and their identity is.
Sure. We'll see. Yeah, because of their defense. I could see that though, honestly, because of one of their captains, Donald, going away,
Mhm.
I'm gonna
and them
give
just struggling to find somebody on the defense to kind of
Yeah.
take over.
I'll give Saints a benefit of the doubt. I mean, you said this is week what 14?
This is 13. Yeah.
So they got the momentum going. Mid-season point is already passed. I'd say the Saints are kind of feeling like we got to need to go on a run here to tie the division or win it or try their best and lose it. So I think this is going to be like a must-need game. I mean, I think the Rams are kind of. If I had to put two of them in a room, I guess I would say the Saints are in a better situation than the Rams are.
They played like 10 times. The Saints will probably win like 6.
Yeah.
6 or 7.
It's just because the Saints actually still have their defensive end and all their other defensive pieces, and the Rams have kind of just like felt like, okay, well, people are getting old. Now we kind of have to like just deal with the new guys and trying to get them to get with the coaching and get the new stars on that defensive line because we don't know who's going to be over there.
I just think their offense is just way too overpowered. Like it can score like crazy when they want to.
Yeah.
So it's like I'd rather I think probability wise they're probably gonna win more likely because they can score
Yeah.
Well,
more
Clint
than the
Kubiak,
Saints.
he did coach with the 49ers. He's been on the Vikings. He's been on the Broncos. He's been with a lot of people that know how to utilize their running back, kind of like Alvin Kamara. They'll know how to use Olave, and they'll use what's the tight end quarterback that they have?
Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill. I think they'll be able to use him in his roles. That's why I have a good feeling about them. Let's go to week.
How old is Taysom Hill? He's got to be up there.
He's the same
what
age
is
as
it?
Carr.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
They're in the same age. Yeah.
Week 14 at Giants. I'm gonna give them a win on this one.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna
They
say no.
lost,
I think the
Chris.
Giants' defense around this time every year, and the second point is like, why the hell are they playing this good? Every year,
I agree.
Second point,
That's
when
so
they play
true.
the Cowboys in the second part of the year, every year, or the Eagles, you're like, how the fuck are they just destroying them like this? It just happens. The divisional games, man, and I know the Saints like they're not too like compatible with it, but I just don't. I think it's gonna be a real defensive game. I think the Giants will probably win by like a field goal or something. Danny will get like a nice run or something, but it won't be like crazy. It won't be like 28 to something. It'll be like 15 to whatever. 12.
I have them losing here too. I have after winning 4 games in a row here, they're probably going to end up with a loss.
Middle point Giants are just such a. I mean, they don't have Wink though,
December
so
in
it's
New York.
kind of Wink Martindale was a big part of that. I don't know how it's going to be without him.
So good. Something tells me about the Saints being a dome team right now, but this is going to weather them for the rest of the year. This could be another close game, but I still feel like they probably might lose by a field goal or a touchdown, like within 4 points or something like that.
Right, like it's a field goal type
Okay,
game.
the
13-10
Giants
game.
still have Wink. Never mind, they still have Martindale, so we'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Yeah, they got everybody except like.
Well, they got that
quarterback.
rookie receiver too.
Yeah,
Well, he's got the beard now. DJ's out there. Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes. He's in his the attitude era.
Attitude era, John Cena. All right, what's the next one? What's the next week here?
Next one, we got week 15. Home Commanders.
Commies.
Yeah.
Commies. 1 o'clock game.
See,
I feel like this is a loss.
this one is really hard for me because I have high hopes for Jaden Daniels. I love this guy, but at the same time, I'm gonna say this game's a draw. I'm gonna go draw.
Actually, no. I'm gonna go back on this. I'm gonna say a win. You're gonna say a draw, Chris?
I'm gonna go draw. I don't think either team beats each other here.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be like a what the fuck they draw, like that type of shit.
Okay. There's at least one team that's got to do it.
One
I think,
team will draw.
One team has to tie.
Let's do it. All right. Fine. I mean, no, I have the Saints winning this one. After losing in the cold, they're back in the dome at home against their home crowd.
Back in
They're
the
feeling like they
dome.
have to make a playoff push here.
All right. And then we got week 16 at Packers.
Yeah.
We got
Dude, they're
late
gonna
night
get- they're
game.
gonna
I've
get
got this
fucked.
as a loss.
Christmas Eve.
And is at home? Packers at home?
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be
Yes.
cold,
I
boy.
don't think
It's gonna
Night
be
game, too.
cold.
Yep.
Yeah, they're gonna get screwed.
This would be the one that if they do pull this one out, it would. I don't think they're going to go to the Super Bowl. I think they're going to the
Yeah.
playoffs. But if they beat the Packers here, watch out. That's all I.
Right.
I mean, that's that. I mean, I already have them having a pretty good year. But if they win this game, this is going to be something else. I don't think they're going to win against the Packers, but I definitely think that they're going to put up a good show. One score game.
All right. Week 17, Raiders. 1 o'clock game. I'm gonna give them the win because
That's
I
a win.
think the
That's a win.
Raiders are going to do really bad at the beginning of the season. And
I
then
think
end
it's a win because
end up-
Derek Carr knows the Raiders. He
Yeah.
knows them like the back of the hand. You know that week is going to be the easiest week to study. You know that he's going to be like, oh, I know what they're going to run. I know what the defense
Revenge
runs.
game.
Yep, he's know the playbooks. He knows the plays. He knows the people in that building. You always know that those games, those two that play, like just like if Dak goes and plays for another team and he plays against them, you know he's going to fucking know what's up. Like,
Yeah.
so Saquon.
But do you think
Saquon
do you
versus
think
the
they're
Giants.
gonna have some like animosity towards him,
Yes,
or
hell
he's gonna
yeah.
like
Hell yeah.
maybe he's gonna tense up too a little bit. He's playing his old team.
Hell
like-
yeah, Devontae
Yeah,
Adams.
but this is his second year in the system. He's been with the team for a while. It's going to be by this time of the year. It's going to be his team. He's going to have all the troops in line, and they're going to go in there and try to take out the Raiders. I mean, I think they'll be able to do it.
The only
I
thing
think-
that gets the Raiders to win this game is good coaching because their coach is
Didn't Dennis Allen coach for the Raiders too?
no idea.
I think so with
Yeah,
Gruden.
I'm pretty sure this is a revenge game for both of these guys.
It's gonna be a big game.
All right, week 18. We have yet to decide the time for this one or the date. It's going to be at Buccaneers though.
I think they
Oh.
both trade wins here. I think that the Bucs beat them at home. The Saints the first time. I think the Saints are going to return the favor out here against the Bucs at the end of the year.
So you got the Saints winning
Yes, I do.
because you had them winning the first time.
I had the Saints winning the first week.
Yeah, at home. You had them winning at home. This is at Tampa. Week 18.
I had them splitting 50-50 on the season. So
Okay. So
yeah.
is this a loss?
yeah, I
then?
guess it would be a loss. I had 5-2 to that. I had them 5-2 at the end.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. Bucks win this one, 2-0.
Okay.
Just fucking
Yeah,
spank
5-3
'em.
at the end, right? The last,
Mhm.
my last pick should be 5-3.
So
I might actually go opposite. I'm gonna think that the Saints are gonna sweep them this season.
Okay. All right.
I'm not a Saints
Yeah.
fan. This is just a gut call. So you can, DM me
You can
and
go
tell me
and run
I'm
and
wrong
tell
or
me
whatever.
that, homeboy.
This is just
Homeboy.
from,
You run and tell that, homeboy.
but I stand by what I said.
Yeah, I told. Okay, so at the end we have what now? What are the records, Mr. Bryan?
Chris, you had them finishing 6-10-1.
That sounds about right. Stanker, absolute stank. A shithole of a fucking year, but a step in the right direction. I'll give you that. Because
It's a
he
step.
Des has them going 11-6.
11-6, dude. You are crazy, bro.
Oh yeah, it's right there
You're
for you.
crazy.
We just worked the math.
You're out of your mind, dude. absolutely out of your mind. You think they're going to go 11-6? That's crazy.
I have them going 9-8, which is what I really think they will probably be going.
Meet in the middle. 9-8 does sound pretty. 9-8
Pretty
sounds if
Saints
everybody
like.
stays intact. But
Right,
if
yeah,
one
right.
person gets hurt, it's my record, 6-11. Like,
6-10-1.
yeah, that's their future. If everyone stays healthy and they all go on a run, that's your reality, buddy.
They were 9-8
11-6.
last year. 9-8 won the division last year.
Okay. All right. If they follow the Lions trend, they
The
should be
thing is,
better.
I don't think the same team has won the division for the NFC South for like 10 years. It's been a different team.
All right, we're
Something
we're
like that.
we're moving off from the Saints. We're moving into something a little bit more personal, straight to home, particularly Brian's home, a team that I enjoy watch playing a lot. But a lot of people, America's team's favorite, the Cowboys. Now, I want to point out something that I was reading because I took a little time here to read this. There is Dak and you have Trey Lance at the same time on the last years of their deals. You have Trey Lance, he's only 24 years old. You have Dak Prescott, he's 31. I think they're trying to decide right now which guy is it going to be. Do we go with Trey? Do we go with a guy we have no clue? Or should we just go with Dak, who has been giving stats like crazy every year? He has been the man. Brian, a longtime fan, says neither fucking one of them should make the cake, which is totally
I don't think it's
respectable.
gonna be either.
Me and Brian talked about issues about the team before, like who's fucking running the football? You got Zeke, his ass came all the way back, and here you go. You
Not gonna
got
be the same.
they've paid two people so far to an extended 4 years. You got Diggs and you got Terrence Steele. You got those two guys. They got their money. They got a nice kind of chunk. The Cowboys, they have only $29 million in the 2024 left. So they kind of have to make some decisions of what's going to happen right now. Their odds to win on the Super Bowl record, which I just looked at, was fucking bonkers. They're 10th on the list, even though all this dysfunction. Jerry's sitting around going, well, I don't know if I want to pay him. I'm shitting in my house seat and I don't know what he's doing. But whatever he's doing, he needs to figure out CeeDee Lamb, because that's like an Ayuk to them, I think, in my opinion. He has, if not, actually better. Now, Ayuk, when you put CeeDee Lamb and Ayuk up together, Ayuk has had less catches, about the same amount of yards, and can literally run touchdowns for days. But CeeDee Lamb just seems to like pull himself away. What are you doing?
Yeah. Just to like kind of go off that, I don't think Trey Lance is QB3 right now. He's Cooper
three?
Rush is
Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush is QB2. So Cooper Rush will take over the team if Dak goes elsewhere, is what I think.
Yeah.
Cooper Rush is
He's
a good quarterback, honestly. When Dak went out, I think not this past season, but the season before that, he had a winning record like the entire time he played. Like, I don't think he lost a game for them.
I think he's a perfect fit because he's kind of like a game manager. He's got a no name. He's cheap. All that stuff. People know him every time he played, and there was no other quarterback competing. It was like, oh, who's your quarterback? Cooper Rush. You're like, that dude's throwing like that? Back shoulder throws in the end zone when it matters the most. I mean, it's crazy. I feel different about it because I like Dak. I think he's good. I think him being on the Cowboys is what's making him look like a fucking sham, making him look like a fucking, a baby in diapers. Makes him, everything he's worked for is just in shambles every single year. But at the same time, you look at, what are you doing? You look at every game in the playoffs, and he kind of just shrinks. I mean, the first game they played the Bucks and Brady, and they were fucking nothing. Like, that team wasn't really going to hold a fight. Then they play the next week, and they play a real team, and they get fucking just... Like, they couldn't even meet him eye to eye, which is what I was worried about. It was like... Then we are all excited. We're like, are they going to do it this year? And then they play the Packers, which in my gut, I was thinking they should not be ready for this. They should maybe like lose by 10 or 17 points. And they ended up winning and just demolishing them and running it down their throat, which Brian told me he saw it coming. He saw the running game was going to just shatter that defense. So,
Yeah, because the running game really we couldn't stop all year. So it was like, okay, you got this big ass running back coming through here, and then you got what was that big ass running back Green Bay has? What was his name?
Eddie
AJ
Lacy.
Dillon.
Oh, AJ Dillon.
AJ
I
Dillon.
love AJ
Yes.
Dillon.
And you got him, and you had
Aaron
what's his
Jones.
name? Who's on the Vikings?
Aaron
Yes,
Jones.
Aaron Jones.
Yes, very good.
And I was like, yeah, they're definitely gonna exploit that. Like if they because they're not gonna start out just throwing the ball with Jordan Love, which they didn't. I mean, they honestly got some good breaks at the beginning with some penalties, like a crucial third down. Um they got turned back, and pretty much they went down and scored on the first drive and kept scoring after that. I mean, it was like a
It
snowball
was a
effect.
nightmare. You saw
Yeah,
Jerry
right.
up there. He had the martinis. He slowly was putting them bitches away. He was like, well, never mind. I ain't paying nobody. You look at Micah. He feels like he's on an island alone over there. Every time he's looking at the offense, he's like, "Oh, there's so much I can do." And then he plays a real team, and it's like, "We, what are we doing? We're fucking in fourth grade."
It was the defense though that
Yeah.
lost us that game.
Yeah, and I feel
Well, Dan Campbell's not there anymore, or not Dan Campbell. Who's your defensive coordinator? Who left?
Um,
don't
Quinn?
remember his name.
Dan
Dan
Quinn, yeah.
Quinn, yeah. Which Dan
He's gone.
Quinn should have been really good in that game, but
we have Mike Zimmer coming
Yep.
back.
Yes, sir.
He's
which
huge.
is huge. He is
Yep.
huge. Mike Zimmer is so good, very good.
Cowboys will still be good. They'll be a top 15. They'll be in the upper tier of the.
Right, but here's the thing: is I don't know, because you've got people who need to be paid, and there's decisions that still need to be made, and we've got a football game for actual record in a month, and they got to start figuring shit out. What's going to happen?
Yeah,
because people are just going
we
to
gotta
hold
figure
out.
So what's his name? I think I saw the other day, like he had CD Lamb pretty much. Like there was an article, like an interview Jerry Jones had. He got caught, like asked about CD Lamb, asked about him getting paid,
Yeah,
and he was just, and CD was just like, "What? Like, what is
Yeah,
this guy
He
talking
posted
about?"
it,
Like,
no hurry to get the contract.
delusional. Yeah,
You got Mike McCarthy on his last year of contract. You got CeeDee Lamb on his last year of contract. You got Dak there for 1 year. You got everybody's on a 1 year contract. Hell, Jerry Jones might be on his 1 year contract of life here. You never know. He's not going to be no Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So he's
it
got
kind of feels
like
like
right now.
he's trying to make this feel like a make or break, which there's no way to ultimately make it feel that way, because every fucking year since they haven't won a Super Bowl is make or break. Baltimore last year was make or break, and it didn't matter if they were really good or not. Dallas, literally, every fucking year they're good, and when they make it, and then it's like, what the fuck? What happened to them? Every year is make or break. You look at every team, you look at the sheet, you go, that team should win. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I like the Cowboys or don't like them. You look at the sheet and you go, wow.
Everybody felt
Dak
last year
threw
one
5,000 yards. Look at the halfback. Look at these guys. Defense playing really well. Then you get to the playoffs, fucking stanker. Like, and it's just the other thing with the Eagles had this, I think, the same issue. They play all these people who are like still rebuilding and then dysfunctional, and then they play the Bucks, who I think are a real team. They know who they are. And then they go in there, and then they're like, what the fuck? We're not winning? They're like, yeah, you're not winning because your fucking coach is delusional. Your coach thinks you're going to just win every game and just have other people do his thing. And I think the feud between the two of them, like Jalen and him, is that Jalen is humble and he thinks we should do everything the right way, and Nick Sirianni likes to run his mouth and be like cocky and arrogant, and I think Jalen's not that way
he's
at
a
all.
person from Philadelphia,
right?
Jalen is
Texas, right? He's from Texas, right? Or
quiet.
Something like that.
Barely ever talks. He's a torchbearer for the 2020.
I like my favorite division besides my own, which I like the Jaguars. I think with my team, there's just so many things that still need to be fixed, but I love that Giants, Cowboys, Eagles, that little area right there, because all those teams are like contending. And it's like, oh, is every team going to do well? And then it's like,
also now the coach for the Commanders too. So
right, and that division is going to be so fucking fun. I don't care who's playing who; they're all going to be good. It's going to be fun watching them. But I'm gonna laugh my ass off if I'm drinking a beer and I watch the Eagles just go 0-1, 0-2, 0-3, 0-4,
Pick up where they
0-5.
left off.
There would be no surprise because most teams like that pick up where they left off. Somehow the Cowboys never do. Cowboys like tragically lose, and then they next year they're like, well, how about damn Cowboys? It's like they totally forgot. Like they got mental disorders, and they just go in there and they go on like an 8-9 game run, and then they play the Bucks or they play the Green Bay Packers, and they're like, oh fuck, like we're playing a team who actually
No,
knows
it's
how
not
to go
even
to
oh
win.
fuck. It's like we're gonna win this, and then we get fucked up.
Yeah, right.
That's how it happens.
Ball doesn't go like, and there's always a new call that they've never
So,
seen before in the NFL.
from my history, do I think they should pay CD Lamb? They only have $29 million left. I don't think. I mean, I think they should pay him, but they're probably not going to. I think before you figure out what receiver or who's getting what, I think you need to figure out who's fucking playing quarterback. Who's going to play
The longer
quarterback
they
for you
wait,
the next
the
couple of
money's
years?
gonna
Rush
keep
is fine.
up and up.
Yeah, I'm okay with him too. But what I'm saying is, you got to figure out what you're doing with these other guys because you got this kind of this like your fans and everybody watching. Hell, even me, I'm not a super big fan, but I'm kind of like, well, what are you going to do with the other guys? Like, you could trade them away. You know, you could do something with it. And him just sitting there, not making any moves, is driving everyone nuts. It's like, okay, you're going to pay somebody, you're not going to pay him. Like, or
Sounding like he's not going to pay Dak, so just toss that out the window.
gone.
Dak's gone.
I mean, that one, I'll agree with
then
you
we gotta
right
pay
off the
CD.
top. Yeah.
We gotta pay Micah. Out of those two, I would pay Micah Parsons.
Yeah. No, he definitely.
I would
Micah
probably
Parsons
pay him.
is the identity of that team. Like he
I
is.
agree.
He is that. He is
I'd
that
keep
guy.
him. Yes, he's an
Yes.
Yeah,
MVP
but if you
caliber
go-
player.
He's like the
I mean,
Aaron
but he-
Donald Rams. He is that
Yeah.
guy to that team. He is that identity on the defense, and he cares when they lose a game. Everybody else kind of just holds their head like this, but not Parsons. Parsons like, you know why we lost that game? Because of this. Like he'll go into it. He has his own
Well, that's why on his
podcast.
podcast too.
Yeah, he goes into his own podcast. He admits when things gone bad. He'll tell you he didn't play a good game, but I'm sure it drives him nuts if fucking Jerry's sitting over there going, well, I don't know. I'm gonna pay.
Well, when Jerry Jones
you know,
also
it's
came
like-
out and was talking about that NFL Sunday ticket, and he's like, I know something going down that might not be money or whatever. Like he did not like when he started talking about how money's going to be tight. You know, he's like, bills might be coming
Yeah.
on. He's like, I knew CD wasn't going to get paid. Dak's going to be a free agent. They're going to try to tell Dak to go test free agency. They're going to go see what his value is, and then they're going to match it. And then Dak's going to go sign with somebody else and say, oh, I wanted to play for somebody else. They're going to be like, oh, well, we told Dak, we'll pay you whatever anybody else can pay
Yeah,
you.
that
But he doesn't
shit,
want to play
yeah.
here. So he's going to, the
Yeah.
Cowboys going to try to turn around, turn around on him and be like, oh, we're the good guys. We tried to pay him, but he didn't want to play here. They're just going to play that kind of card. We'll see
Well,
how.
I don't think they can afford him anyways because
Dak
what
was
Chris
coming
said.
off
What are we?
Yeah,
How
160
many do we have?
million-
25 mil just this year. You said how much money did you say?
29 million. That's it.
29
That's what's
mil?
left.
He's worth at least minimum 60 million 1 year.
Yeah, they gave him 160 over 4. Could you imagine what he wants right now in this time period? He wants to go make his career-ending money and get the fuck out of here. I mean, that's a Kirk Cousins move. Dak hasn't won. I think
so too.
He's got to live his dream. He's made a bunch of money, so now he's got a route he can
smart.
take. He can either take less money and go win somewhere, actually win somewhere, and believe he can win, or he can stay where he's at, and which is not going to happen.
I
Pretty
don't
clear
think
to me.
I don't.
Or
Everybody-
he
there's
could
gonna be
take
a
the
lineup
bag
for
and have
Dak.
like Minnesota or somebody pay him, but I don't know about that because Justin Jefferson's getting fucking shoes
It's
and
gonna be
all kinds of
interesting
shit.
to look at. So who would Dak be able to go to? Do you think? Right
I
now,
hear the rumors.
Easy.
What's his name? Colin Coward. I was listening to him,
Yeah.
and he says after this year, watch him and Bill team up and go back to the Giants.
that's what I thought. I said the
Dude,
Giants too with Bill.
Bill
That would
Belichick
be
and
something.
Dak Prescott, you will see how good Dak Prescott can be when he has an actual elite coach. I know Mike McCarthy
Leak
is one.
neighbors too.
I know Mike McCarthy is. I'll never take anything away from him because he is really good. But when you have an owner that'll kind of just let things do things and not be dramatic or whatever.
I don't know about that.
Well, yeah, I mean everybody's dramatic, but to a point, not Jerry
New
Jones
York.
dramatic. You know. All right, we're moving on. We're moving on from the Cowboys. We know they're going to do well, but these things, there's so many.
I got them
questions.
going 10-7.
Okay, that's fair. I think they're 11-16. I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be like 5, 6, or 7, somewhere around in there. They'll make it. Now we're gonna move over to the big my one of my favorite ones, the Ayuk one. Okay, this is crazy. So you have decisions to make. So I looked at the salary cap, and they can make this decision if they want to. Right now,
Is he on 5th-year option right now?
he is.
What is he on?
He is on the
Yeah. It's a
last
fifth
year
year
of
option,
his
right?
Yeah.
last
sure
year of
that-
his deal. I think. Let me.
Yeah.
Right.
All
It's
right.
to execute the 5th year option on him.
So they have a choice to make, right? So they have what I looked at. They have $52 million left, so they can pay him. And what they're trying to do is they make it so when Purdy comes off his deal, which right now he's only making 3.7 total over the span of what he's got, they want to make sure they can pay that guy. And I feel
And
like
Trent.
well, yeah, Trent too, but Trent already knew he was going to get his money. But at the same time, with
He
all
wants
of
the Trump one.
with
Trump it.
all the fucking pieces that they have, the George Kittle and the Debo and all that, all those guys are identity of the team. And if they lose Ayuk, yes, it sucks, but they still have Kittle, Debo, Christian McCaffrey, Purdy on the run, Purdy in the air. New receivers, Purdy can just throw it to him and turn anybody into Ayuk. I know Ayuk is
No.
good.
I don't agree.
I don't agree either. Ayuk's the only X receiver that they have out there. Debo can't run this. Like Debo can't win the same one-on-one matchups that Ayuk can.
Man
He's
to
gonna
man.
He's gonna
Ayuk
maul people.
is fast.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
So he catches the
that
ball
is
with his
fair.
hand. He gets over top people. He's physical. He's a weapon. I mean, Debo's got his place, but he's not going to win the one-on-one outside matchups that you need to have
He's
in the
tough.
league right now. Yeah. That's what the Ravens are struggling with. We don't have a receiver that's over 6'1". We have our fourth string receiver is 6'4", and he's 30. So that's good. The Ravens do not have, like, whenever we talk about the true one weapon, like the Conway, the
Right.
6'4", 6'3", tall, physical specimen. Like we don't. Yeah, I broke out that's from Madden. We broke out. We
No
don't
one
have.
knows who Conway is.
Yeah.
All right.
This pod will.
The thing is, I understand where you're coming from. You guys are saying yes. I agree. You would feel it if Ayuk left. All right. I totally get that. But we both know, everyone in this podcast knows, somebody's not getting paid. Somebody's going to leave. Someone's going to want to leave, or someone's just has already left. They're not even there. We don't even know it. A lot of the stuff we don't even know. Ayuk, I feel like, is just going to go somewhere else. Because he's not going to play. And I don't blame him, because he needs money. He's really good. I watch him every year play. He's fucking phenomenal. But
Well, if he wanted money, he could just go to New England, make like $100 million.
right.
He's
But
talking
Be
about
like the
that is-
fifth highest paid.
that's the
He said that
twist.
he wants to win, though, too.
That's the twist. He can't
Yeah.
win in New England right now.
Well, if he wants to win, he'd stay where he's at.
Depends on where
But
he
he wants-
wants to win and how long he wants to wait to win. That's
Bro
But
should
he
go to
wants
his twin, Mike Tomlin.
and he's 20. I think he's 25, 26. So this is his one big contract. So this is going to be his one big 4-year contract. After that, he's going to be 30 or whatever. He's going to be signing 1 years like Odell Beckham did, to whatever. But anyway, for now, he wants a $30 million a year, which Jetta Jefferson got. He's going with that. So he wants to win and he wants to get paid. The only place that, if he wants to go to the Steelers, is he going to win now? Does he want to play with the Russell Wilson? Does he want to play?
There's a lot of other things that I think ties into this whole thing that I think we don't get to know, is with the medical staff and the teams that actually are surrounding this player all the time, is do they feel like if they sign him this year, by week 6, is he going to break his ankle? Do they feel that his longevity is now taking a hit? He's not that old, but at the same time, there must be things that they know that we don't know that they see. Maybe it's an attitude thing, maybe his injury rate, maybe he hasn't been injured at all, and they know it's only a matter of time in the National Football League. Somebody's going to get fucking hurt when they haven't been hurt for a long time, and that's the thing. Think about Dak. Didn't he get paid, and then a couple of weeks in, literally snapped his leg in half, like whatever, broke his leg, like, and that changes the game so much. So I think the Niners are thinking, do we pay him? Do we not? Can we even pay him because we have the quarterback? We need a quarterback. So
He's
They're
only
gonna hold
Ayuk
out
only
and
missed
see.
one game last year. He got hurt week 2 versus the Rams. He played it with a sore shoulder. He missed the next week and played the rest of the season. So he's pretty
Yeah.
durable.
That's pretty
He's
But
good.
this stupid website that says he has a medium risk of 45% chance of injury this year, whatever that means.
But
But-
you got to think he going elsewhere. He's going to get more attempts as well. He's
More-
because in
yeah.
San Francisco, he's a part of their
Load
system.
management,
He's
San
only
Francisco.
he's only on third down getting the ball.
Yeah.
It seems like
Shanahan
because he
is
was
very
picking up
smart.
most of the first downs for
God,
them.
fantasy managers nuts. Him and Debo together.
They,
So fantasy
Yeah.
managers will love him being on a different
Just
team.
like-
Amazing.
I think
just like Tyreek, man. You look at him. You know, he's getting older. He gets hurt a lot more because they're only throwing it to him. So
he might go to Washington because I saw him and Jaden talking. For sure, you know they're buds because they played at Arizona together.
Oh,
So
Tyreek's just living his
they're
life,
pretty
man.
good buds, and he made a hint at him right when he pretty much announced like he was looking for other places to go. Is the first person he kind of like added was Jaden Daniels. So keep an eye out for that.
So we'll end the Niners segment with I'll say the question. You guys say yes or no. Do you think that they sign Ayuk, the Niners? Do you think they'll sign him to a deal?
I think so.
Okay, I think so. I think it's smart for them to do that. I think Purdy knows. Yes, he needs money, but I think Purdy has the Brady complex. I'd hope.
I
Where he's
think they're
like,
just going to pay him his 5th-year option. That's
Mhm.
it.
that's fair.
The
That's
49ers have
yeah.
done this, been through this before.
Yeah.
They're not going to flinch.
No.
There's a couple of times that people wanted money and they ended up working it out. I think Debo whatever had his issues and anyway
I mean-
I think that the front office isn't going to set the precedent where they're going to start giving the receivers their way. It's more than just Ayuk situation. I think it has a lot to do with the other receivers.
Yeah.
In their 5th-year option. I think this is more about the 5th-year option than it is about bringing Ayuk being a receiver.
Right.
I think the 5th-year option is more of a, it's a way for it's agreed on. It's agreed on for the Players Association, the agreed on, but it's also a tool for the teams to use to be able to get players for one more year
Yeah.
at the contract they already signed. But I think it's also going to be a leveraging. Like we saw what happens with Le'Veon Bell when a player sits out there last year.
Yeah.
I don't think he's probably going to end up playing. He wants the money. He's not going to take the fine.
play.
He's going to play his last year for the 49ers.
So we'll start off with the next segment of the official before the regular season starts. We're in preseason right now. The way too early Super Bowl prediction and the brackets and the playoff people and the teams in here. I have mine put together. Obviously, you guys can put yours together on the spot. Doesn't matter. So I'll start with mine so you can see what I'm thinking here, because my opinion always changes week to week and day to day, and every night I go to sleep and wake up, it changes because I'm like, holy shit, like the possibilities. So,
Well, you can do yours this episode if you want, and then we'll do one of ours next
Oh,
episode. And
okay, that's fine. I mean, it's not.
That works because
Yeah.
I don't have mine put together.
Oh, that's fine. So,
I want to look at people's schedules and stuff.
on the AFC, I've got the Texans winning the division. I've got Baltimore going second. I got Chiefs going third. Buffalo fourth. Miami fifth. I don't know how Cleveland's going to fare. I kind of had them in there still, but I don't know. It was a little indifferent on
either
that.
way.
Trying to think of what team is going to fill into that bracket, and then I had Jets going 7. I think they just squeeze in there somehow.
Maybe Cincy.
Maybe Cincinnati. I was missing somewhere. I think they all play their games depending on who plays, but I think in the end, I think the Texans are going to beat the Chiefs and go on to win the Super Bowl. I think the Texans have all the pieces to take care
Who
of
are they going to play against?
the Chiefs. I think now
Texans?
the Texans against the Chiefs.
And the Texans and Chiefs are both AFC.
Sorry. No, an AFC championship game. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, all right.
I think what's going to happen is in the playoffs, everything's going to be fine, just like it normally is, and I think Kelsey's going to get hurt. I think it's only a matter of time. In these big games, something's going to happen. I think Kelsey will get hurt, something like that. The Texans are prime time. They got Diggs. Diggs is like the honeymoon phase. He's getting all these catches. I don't know. This is what I'm thinking. So then they beat him. Baltimore gets routed out early by Chiefs or something like that. I don't know. I just thought about it. When it comes down to it, I think sometimes things are the same, sometimes they're different. The Jets, I don't think they even beat whoever they play against. I think Buffalo smashes them, whatever. Um, or Texans do because it's 1-7, whatever. And then on the other side, I have Niners, Lions, Green Bay again. This is what the hope that I'm thinking the Eagles still manage to kind of pull off a spot. So I think they go the Bucks. If the
we're in a
Bucks,
weaker division in a
Bucks,
way.
Rams at 6. Here's the
No,
twist:
no, not really weak, but
Bears at 7. I think the Bears somehow squeeze in there. I don't know. I think it'll be the Niners and Lions again playing against each other. I don't think the other teams will reach it. But I think the Niners beat the Lions, move on again, but I think they lose just like they always do. They go to the Super Bowl, they have the best team, and then when they get to the games that matter most, they don't win it. They don't win the Super Bowl. And I think the Texans take them out. I think they just beat them. I think CJ wins that Super Bowl, and then it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, was he going to be like another Mahomes, or is this just going to be kind of like a one and done kind of deal? Or will he forever be whoever team, whatever team forever is the Chiefs streak killer and not they won a Super Bowl, like that type of thing.
Or do you think like the Texans could be like the
Texans could be like Cincinnati, where Cincinnati and the Texans and Baltimore, if Baltimore does the same thing, those guys are now contenders that are like, look, Chiefs, like you guys may be the best, but we're going to start taking you guys out now. Like you guys are not safe anymore. They're going
to catch up to them in a way.
Right. I mean, the other thing is, like, when I look at the Chiefs and Baltimore, I just don't see how the Chiefs, we're going to see in week 1, I just don't see how they're going to stop Derrick Henry fucking running it down their throat every play. I mean, just think about that. You watch the game and you're like, huh. And then you watch
unless they don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless they don't choose to run it. I don't know why they would do that.
Yeah, right. Yeah. They would never run less than 8 times, right?
Yeah, right. Which is dumb. Dumb plan. I have
dumb.
Texans beating.
I don't know why they did that.
The reason I don't have the Cowboys.
Why'd your team do that?
The reason why I don't have the Cowboys.
Wasn't planned that way. I could guarantee that.
The reason I don't have the Cowboys in there is because I just think they're going to just shrink in the middle part of the season. There's just going to be too much dysfunction going on between everybody, and I don't know. Depending, like when I looked at the schedule, it was like whatever. I'm still shaky on the Jets even making the playoffs, like for all the history. But too soon bracket history. I love my Jaguars, but I think the Texans, man, they're elite. When I look at everything that team has and the potential, I think that team is crazy. Now I know
think so too.
Diggs is a diva and all that, but it's like so is Josh Allen. But then if you put CJ and Diggs next to each other, I don't think CJ allows. What are you doing? I'm bored. Oh my god, I don't think CJ allows Diggs to act that way. I think that he learns from him.
Yeah, I can see that, but I can also see everybody getting tape on CJ now, them kind of figuring him out a little bit more.
A second year.
I can see a team like the Colts, who Anthony Richardson was injured. They don't have that much tape on. He's athletic. He kind of makes plays out of nowhere. They got Shane Steichen running the offense. I can see them being like kind of a dark horse in that division as well.
Yeah, I definitely could see the Colts up there in the playoffs this year as well. I just don't know if what's his name, the receiver for the Texans. We were just talking about him.
Diggs.
He got kicked off of Vikings. He's been kicked off the Bills. Like just saying,
he is a diva. He really is.
And I didn't see the need for him in Houston. I know they're like the hot spot to be at right now. They're kind of like Colorado.
He's gonna be the vet though.
I'll be truthful with you. Nobody needs that guy. I mean, he's really good, but nobody wants that.
No, he's a good receiver. They're gonna need him.
Yeah, like he won you some money last year if he played in FanDuel, but like he's out there. So Nico Collins and Tank Dell, those would be the ones that's the most upset. Dalton Schultz or whatever, they're the ones that are going to be missing out most with him there. So I think they had a good thing going. Add another star. I think it's going to kind of it's going to be more than Odell Beckham was to the Ravens, because I think he's going to more of a role there. But I think more of his like the Steve Smith role that Steve Smith had when he was in the Ravens, that veteran personality. Hopefully he becomes more of a teacher there, kind of just grows a little, humbles a little bit. And I think what's the Demario, the coach of the Texans? I think he's gonna
D'Amico Ryans.
Ryans. He's
Yeah,
gonna
he
have
is.
a
He is pretty
in
good.
line there. They're all gonna be in the same
Yeah.
goal. I don't think the vision for the Bills was clear. I think it was kind of all over the place. I think that's the one difference that the Texans are going to have. They're going to have the same vision of a team, and they're going to be dangerous for a few years to come. Same with the Colts.
I just don't. I don't have a feeling or a gut feeling at all after how many years I've watched the Bills and thinking they're going to do anything anymore. I mean, I just don't feel it. I think
it's good that they did the clean slate now that
Yeah.
it's Josh's team. It could
Right.
be like you had a lot of personalities against you. They did bring the two white tight ends back. They had
Wow.
Dawson Knox back. Yeah, and the other boy, so they got two
Dalton Kincaid.
Dalton Kincaid. He's got them to throw too. So they're going to be another 12 personnel, two tight end sets there. I think they'll probably get that rookie wide receiver out on the outside, and they're probably going to be running the rock a little bit more in there in Buffalo.
I think so too.
Hopefully they.
How's
run
their
the rock
defense gonna look though with like Poyer gone
Yeah.
and like
And what's his name is still out there in free agency. I don't know how he hasn't had a look from anybody yet.
Tre'Davious White is gone too, I think, right?
Yeah.
Say the other one that was. Yeah, that's two huge pieces of their secondary gone now.
All right, so I'm just getting breaking news. I don't know how true
Yeah.
this source is, but it says the Niners and the Browns had agreed if they had agreed to trade Ayuk for Amari Cooper, second and a fifth round pick. Ayuk informed Cleveland that he would not show up if they traded for him, and the trade fell through. That's what they're saying over here.
That sounds believable.
Right.
It does. He wants to go wherever he wants to have his cake and eat it too. I think he's going to learn. That's why I think more and more. I think he's going to play for the 49ers. He's on his fifth-year option. 49ers aren't going to fold. You're going to play. You can sit out, not get get fined. Or you can come play for us and try to compete for a title this year. I mean, I don't even think he fits on the Steelers really. I mean, they're not. He wants to go to contender. I think he wanted to go to I think the team that he wanted to go to don't want him or don't want to give up a second round pick for him, and that's why he's not going to go where he wants.
Well, they were saying 2 first-round picks. That was
No.
initial.
I think it's a second round pick is what they want for him, which is he's worth it, I think. But I don't think the team that's going to give up a second round team for him, he's going to want to go there. Is going to go to, because he wants to have his cake and eat it. He wants to get paid and go to a winning team, and I don't think it's there. I mean, we could go through all the salary.
You can go through all the salary list. You can go through all the teams, but I don't really think there's a better fit than the Niners. I mean, that's the best fit. That is the best team to be
Come
on.
to Baltimore.
I mean, he could, but
I don't think we want to give a second round pick for him.
Baltimore
Our GM's not dumb. We're not going to get fleeced like the Browns possibly or the Patriots possibly could.
Yeah, the Patriots.
Oh wait, going back to the Texans, who was their offensive coordinator last year? Is he still on the team?
Let's see, huh?
That's a huge part. Like if he got picked up because they started winning games.
Enters his second season as the team's offensive coordinator.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
He gone
6 seasons with the Niners.
He could have got a coaching job, but I think he decided to stay because he wanted to.
I heard his name going around.
Yeah,
Slowick
when
is
you
big.
said your name, I was like,
Slowick is a big. It's a household name. You hear that name, you go, I've heard that guy before. You just hear it. You hear it on that television screen. But there are so many questions. I don't know what's going on in Minnesota. It's very quiet over there. It tells me a lot.
They might be dark horses. They're people have been saying that they're going to be a dark horse this season.
No Kirk Cousins. That's the only thing you can think.
Yeah, McCarthy over there, right? Is he going to be starting?
He's not even starting, I don't think.
They're going to start.
Which is
what's
smart.
his name?
I agree with that, by the way.
Yeah,
Do
I
not
agree.
start him. Do not start these young guys.
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold, that's right.
I like Darnold.
Previous first overall pick, right? He was picked number 1 overall, and so
Was he?
Yeah, he was picked.
No, he was picked number 2.
Was it?
Yeah, it was Caleb, then JJ. It might have been Boone.
No.
3. Pick 3. He was top 3 pick.
3. Yeah, I knew he was top 3.
Yeah. I remember in around 2019 he was in the talk of being going first. That's why I didn't exactly. I'm not pro here on the podcast yet.
Yeah.
We're still hammering out the
Yeah,
details here.
hammer.
That was
Yeah,
that Josh Rosen, like him.
you do
Who
have.
else was quarterback? That was a quarterback heavy draft. Was that Baker? Baker went one that year.
Yeah,
Yeah, sounds about right.
you do have dark horses. I think Chicago is a very big dark horse.
Really,
Okay, they are
nothing really stands
big.
out for. I mean, you got James Jefferson over there in Minnesota. So I mean, as long as you got him, you got a chance.
Call me crazy, but I'm starting to think this is kind of the turn. I don't think Mahomes wins another Super Bowl after this. I think this is it for him. This is what
You
I'm
think
starting to
you
feel.
think they're going to three-peat? I thought you just had to.
No, no,
The,
no,
the,
no. I'm saying I don't think anymore. I'd say he comes up short, and then this is it. Then he kind of has like he either has a Brady bump, where it's like years of nothing, or it's because I'm telling you right now, like Kelsey's 34, something's gonna happen, and it's not like I
Yeah,
want
they've
anything to
all been
happen.
saying that he's going to fall off the cliff for the past 4 years.
And
He hasn't done it yet.
yeah, but you have to think how many of these guys are lying to you, telling you that they're playing and they're healthy. They're not healthy. They're playing hurt every year. They're playing.
Oh, yeah, the NFL is 100% chance of injury.
Right, but what I'm saying is every year that you continually play, then you're hurt. Like remember last year he played right, and he had like the weird knee thing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You could tell in the back. I think he had some back issues too. You saw that, just like with Dak.
He's
Remember
definitely.
Dak before the broken leg injury, and then after. You see how much he moves around after that, like how much afraid he is of that situation happening again when he
A
runs
lot of
off to the
people
side.
have number one tight end between him and Sam Laporta in the NFL right now, especially if we're playing fantasy football.
So Laporta.
And so, if you were a lot of people are saying that they're the same kind of player right now as far as fantasy projections for points. And Laporta is being drafted a lot later, and I don't think and nobody wants to pick up, Kelsey that high when you can get a Laporta later. So I think
Yeah.
that's kind of telling you that it's in the this could be the coming of the last year or two for him. There's a lot of computers and AI that do calculations for fantasy football, and draft positions. So just the fact that they're kind of questionable about him, it's in the writing. Like he could play a couple, 2, 3 more years, and he just signed a 3-year contract, right? They just re-signed him
Yeah.
for another 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And well, I forget what the contract was.
I
Was
think
it 2
it's
or 3?
also.
I think it was 3 year.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
a 3 year. I think we're also in this era where now it's like Lions could go to the Super Bowl one of these
Yeah.
years. Like actually is fathomable. Just like when you look at the Chiefs and you go, "Oh, who do they have to play?" And then you start looking at all the teams that have now developed. You're like, "Oh, Chiefs versus Chargers." You used to think, "Well, that's kind of easy." Now you look at it and you go, "I don't know." Then you look at the Broncos. In a couple of years, that's going to be problematic. Cincinnati's been always problematic. Baltimore is definitely problematic. The only reason they lost is they threw the game plan out the window. Texans are definitely problematic. Colts, if they stay healthy, we don't know what's going to happen there. I mean, the
So
Jets.
Kelsey's just to wrap that up. Kelsey's on a 2-year. So he's signed through 2025, and so 2026 he'll be a free agent. So he'll play up. So he's got from next 2 years solid.
Kind of depends. I think this year he gets hurt somehow. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you never want to wish injuries on anybody
No,
there.
I don't wish it. I
Or you don't.
just
But his injury history, he has been injured. He doesn't miss a lot of games when he's out, but he does miss a couple games for the year. You can usually always count on that.
that's fair. Where'd Bryant go? Oh, he's gone.
I'm back.
Oh, okay. So we're going to. It's been about. This is the first ever episode ever here. It's about an hour. We're going to wrap
good
up
hour.
here. We're going to
Been a good
wrap
hour.
up the episode here. Thank you, everybody, for showing up and joining and doing everything we do as far as football conversations. It'd be great to see what the thoughts will be next
Come on
time.
back.
Yes.
Our show will improve. We'll get better at it, and you'll have more fun watching.
Yes. Ladle.